Hello everybody, I'm Conquering History Games, and welcome back to part 5 of my Burgundy campaign here in Hearts of Iron 4, The New Order. So right now we're doing looking over the walls, then we've just got a couple of more focuses until we can start whatever this Phase 2 thing is. I think that I might still continue tolerating this Iberian Union thing not working, but I might just cancel the plan, which I think I need 25 political power to do here. Refocus the state or something. Or no, how do we cancel everything? Is there a way to like deactivate the plot? The amount of return to resources depends on the progress. As the global plan progresses forward, there are more resources become irretrievable. Yeah. So we might do that eventually because I think it's only hurting me. Going under the curtain. Although we loathe having to work with degenerate smugglers like the Bretons, we cannot let their impurity get in the way of practicality. Brittany runs a large smuggling operation that sources and sells goods all around the world for a price. It would be well worth our while to have some connections with their government. They are our access to the world markets and the middlemen who source anything we could ever want. There's another minor setback. Has to be fixed at once. Everybody's getting disillusioned. I'll tell you what, I said by the end of the year, but if this changes from loyal, I'll kick everybody out now. Let's check these ratios. That's fine. Himmler loyalty is 100% there and there. That's fine. That's fine. This needs to be fixed. That's a lot of sixes, Meng. How about over here? Ooh, that ain't good. Running out of security officers. What's this open investigations thing? Oh yeah, we could do more here. So, Fall Weisel, a small cottage located in the Ardennes that had been de Grel's residence for 6 years, but now appears to have been deserted by its owner. A skeleton crew of Wallonian guards ensure the specter of it being lived in, but de Grel himself hasn't been sighted in it or even in the region for months. There are 3 options to investigate the abnormality. Raid the house and disquiet the few guards in a quiet attack in order to recover any clues that exist in the residence. Focus our efforts on washing Walloon's military HQ located inside the complex, complete with bugging to see if there's anything that can be gleaned there. Demolish the house after the aforementioned raid to completely uproot any hidden clues to de Grel's treachery. And over here, can we like do more of that stuff? I guess let's come over here and raid the house. Ooh, maybe we need to wait a little bit. Yeah, if we could just take him out completely, that would be nice. Alright, begin Phase 2. Everything is squared away. The native divisions... Wait, hold on. A friendly neighbor. Armel stood nearby as the blonde man handed the rifle like an expert. Behind the man, another 3 men in nondescript jackets leaned against their pickup as the waves crashed against the dock. The moonlight reflected off the new firearm. The oil on the surface dancing with silver light as the man inspected the rifle. Armel stood aside as the man wielded it, fingering the revolver concealed in his jacket. The man, after another, finally spoke. "What model is this?" He asked, raising the rifle he was still holding slightly. "The NFLAG G1, newest model from Germany." The man nodded slowly. He was definitely testing the Breton smuggler. "Uh-huh. I see," he replied slowly. "And its features?" Semi-auto and full auto modes. Standard clip holds 30, though I'd recommend 29. It's a tight fit with the full 30. 29 lets you seat the mag easier. The blonde nodded his head knowingly. "An issue with the older model, too. You know your guns." Amel said nothing. He's probably supposed to say Armel. Said nothing, but he relaxed. It was rare to get a compliment from an SS man. The blonde man tossed the rifle to one of his comrades, then lay by the truck and handed it to the Breton. It was heavy, 40 pounds at least. He peeked inside the bag. It was full of wedding bands, necklaces, and various pieces of small gold. Amel knew only too well what they were. Sometimes ignorance was bliss. He would never forget that the seemingly random gold bits were in fact once dental fillings. As the crew of Germans loaded up the last crate of rifles, the spokesman walked up to the Breton. "How many more of these guns can you get us?" Amel stood for a moment before responding. "Can you keep paying?" The man nodded. "Well, in that case, as much as you need." 40 more shipments like this, then. 40 is certainly no problem. So, us and Brittany like each other. Oh, isn't that sweet? These guys have their own little focus here. I think they just kind of deal to everybody, but are officially part of you know, the Unity Pact. I'm not entirely sure what happens to them later, though. Wow, Novosibirsk is running wild here in central Siberia. Do they have their own tree? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Order of St. George is fighting, who is this? Yugra, I guess? Another minor setback. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand, as Corona would say. Oh my god, this is horrible. The loyalty is shooting through the roof of, you know, towards Charlemagne specifically. Major problems, major problems. At least it's still just Walloon that's questionable, and the rest of them are still technically loyal to me. But we're gonna have some real problems soon. Transbalkan has declared war on Amur. Did Amur finish facing Magadan? No, they did not. So Magadan actually might win, because Chita always seems to end up taking all of this lately. Irkutsk won out here. Continuing the course, huh? Lessons from Sablin. We're not taking that. F Sablin. Yeah, Amur's dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. And there it is. Hitler has died. 3 months of mourning. Alright, dignitaries around the world are invited to the funeral. Germany mourns. Internationally, many are celebrating the death of the man. A day to remember. Indeed. Unpause. Maybe after phase 2 is done. Jeez, I just don't want to spend this many months working on something like this. Operation to target the dam. Support to Salazar. Yep, Magadan officially won out here. Alright. Well, you know what? Let's at least see what this weaponizing of Portuguese idiocy is. Deep within Lusitanian country, where the Portuguese fancy themselves as prideful masters of wind and sail, having sailed the seas in an attempt to establish themselves as superior travelers and conquerors under a different Iberian crown, a sad truth remains. The Portuguese are nothing but a sad, pitiful excuse for a misshapen, deformed version of the Spaniard. Having accomplished their... Yep, there it is. The German civil... Okay, let's just finish reading this. Having accomplished their greatest titles in history across the seas, while their pitiful country remains hopeless thanks to their endless corruption, decadence, and incompetence. Kings and queens rose, but all that remains is a horrible state of impotence for all who'd call themselves Portuguese, and the Ordensstaat has come to understand the great level of potential in exploiting such inadequacies within the Union. And deep within northern Africa, Salazar's fetishization of the Algerians may prove as the prime location to begin. Alright. It's party time. In the wake of Adolf Hitler's death, the Reich has erupted into chaos. Despite the Führer's appointment of a legal successor, powerful factions within the Reich have taken up arms against one another with the interest of leading the nation in their vision. The nation is torn, with entire garrisons ignoring orders from Germania and flocking to the successor of their choice. Though the gravity of the situation is not yet known, it is estimated that the Reich is either facing or already experiencing total collapse of central authority. Though not much is known about the fate of the Reich's eastern administrations, the sudden cessation of contact between Germania and her possessions has created speculation on if those regions too will find their fate. What is known for sure, however, is that the collapse of Europe's titan has thrown the continent asunder. The end of the Reich, surely. It is thus necessary that the individual should finally come to realize that his own ego is of no importance in comparison with the existence of the nation. So it begins. Now, I believe the concept is supposed to be that we're going to help, that we help Heidenreich's Germany, but we're not really going to do that. Are we who's technically the leader of the, the pact now, for this brief moment? Oh yeah, it's Groberschmanisches Reich. Alright. here we go. Let's unpause. Alright, well, it looks like the Tsar and Magadan will now go to war. Magadan looks like they're in a pretty good position. Actually, though, in terms of division count, it's about even. Oh, Magadan's got less factories, though. Could go either way. Definitely could. Cheetah seems to win so often, though, you know? What is this? Give weapons, buy guns. Slightly raise their loyalty. Okay. Favor nuclear spending. That's going to cost us money. No, I want to do things that are going to cost us skilled workers while I transfer them out. Alright. Non-aggression pacts are getting cancelled. Let's see here. Fall Ragnarkar. This is when we could declare war on the French state. Well, that could potentially happen in 11 days. You know what? Let's get to that. The Ordensstaat that now presides over the west of Europa was first conceived by the wisdom of the Reichsführer SS as a bulwark of National Socialism that would replace Western Europe, then dominated by the kleptocratic liberals of the West. Standing in this way was the foe still all too familiar to us now, France. Among the most decadent and morally and spiritually bankrupt of the nations of Europe, this degenerate pestilence has polluted the air of the continent for centuries too long. The outbreak of war in the Reich, while contrary to our initial plans, still provides us an opportunity to exercise a solution to the French problem. Our solution is to destroy France. The proud warriors of the Ordensstaat have spent a generation trading each day and dreaming each night of the opportunity to enact such a boon for the Vaterland, and are leagues better equipped and better drilled than what passes for the army in the Vichy regime. The tragic demise of the Führer and commencement of the Bürgerkrieg shall herald in its silver lining the lasting end of the French people as a rival nation of the Germans. A final adieu, France. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get everybody together then. Like that. Now they've only got like 5 divisions, so this should be pretty easy to deal with. I think the key here will be to kind of drive for La Rochelle and maybe cut them in half or something here. Oh, the hell with it. Just put the motorized in with the regular infantry. War hero, restless. Okay, Henry Fennett. Yeah, he's our panzer leader, although he's a substance abuser. It's under control, though, really. Yeah. Trickster, get that reconnaissance buff. Let's definitely change these colors a bit. Okay. I think we're pretty much ready to go. Or yeah, of course everybody's got to get to the border, but this will be quick. Is it going to be an yeah, it's going to be an instant declaration. Another minor setback. God, fuck off. Chaos in Ostland. So this is around Riga. It's getting crazy. Whatever. We're taking France. That's what matters. Inferior enemy. Gosh, we probably won't even have to micromanage this war. Just go. Kosh disappearance causes Moscowin in turmoil. The head of it just disappeared. Oh boy, a couple of things are going on. Ah! The Reich's frontier can no longer hold. Hans Speidel assumes control of Germania. Oh, that's right. I forget that Rommel is still around in this timeline. On the steps of the Reichstag, with respected war hero Field Marshal Erwin Rommel beside him, Speidel declared his neutrality in the conflict. The city of Germania will now be garrisoned by the forces of Speidel, Rommel, and other generals loyal to their cause of neutrality, with a stern warning of an unshakable resistance should any side in the Civil War attempt to attack the city. Yeah. These guys I don't think have a tree, though. Yeah. I can't imagine that that's much of a priority, but there's the Himmler England. Alright, why can't we do this? We have to be at peace for that? Okay, so then I guess this is the perfect time to weaponize the idiocy. Go and go. Yeah, I don't even think we gotta do this. Expansion into Africa. Oh, Brittany just declared war on France as well. Alright, Twilight of the Diplomat. Hold on a sec, we got a bunch of things going on here. The Reichsführer SS sat at his seat, shuffling through the papers, wall upon wall of text, yet they all seemed the same. As his eyes misted over, he barely heard the dull thud of his door swinging open, slamming on the hinges. Von Ribbentrop, an old ally, or as close to an ally as could be trusted. A curt nod, nonetheless, precise and cold. He had earned nothing more. Ribbentrop, I trust that you are well? The man was different, even under the Reichsführer's cursory gaze. He marched with none of his trademark confidence or zest, and slammed down a manila envelope on the Reichsführer's desk. A letter, Herr Reichsführer. Was it just him, or was there fear in Ribbentrop's eyes? The Reichsführer SS's brows arched. He opened the folder, pulling out a small piece of paper, and squinted. The words quickly became obvious through the Fraktur. A condemnation! Its signatories were still more disturbing still. Admiral Krenchek, Admiral Voss, Joachim von Ribbentrop. What is this? The Reichsführer's SS's hand trembled ever so slightly. A betrayal. Here. Now. Who else? Could no one be trusted? Herr Reichsführer, in my capacity, I must object to our intervention in the French state. I do not intend to condemn or suborn you. Do not misconstrue me. He bent over and rasped, the effort visibly plain. The fatherland bleeds, and night falls ever darker there. Would it be not wise to spare Aryan blood, Aryan treasure, and preserve lives in the territory we control? Herr Reichsführer, you of all people know I have been a loyal servant. It is my sincere belief that our work here will suffer from this military adventure. If only for my sake, please consider heeding my advice. You are dismissed, Herr von Ribbentrop. As he watched Ribbentrop salute and walk out of the room, he picked up the phone and dialed the Yarvin. Promotion season was coming early for someone today. How unfortunate. So we're going to lose 2 naval commanders and Ribbentrop, and now we have Walter Schnellenberg, who is well connected. He's going to help with our supply consumption and whatnot. Now, de Grelle, what is going on here? While the pitiful excuse for French army was easily folding before the might of the Waffen SS, it was no thanks to the Wallon Legion. In fact, according to other SS division headquarters, they were hardly advancing at all, and refusing to report their positions to others. This was borderline treason. Schlosser picked up his phone, dialing Leon de Grelle's number. The Wallon Legion leader didn't pick up, but one of his German attachés did. Put me through to de Grelle! Schossler barked. Standartenführer de Grelle is gone, sir. Then find him and put him on. You do not understand, sir. De Grelle is gone. The next few hours were consumed by an onslaught of panicked phone calls, briefings to a confused high command, and a mad scramble to find a replacement commander for the Legion. The well-respected Walloon officer Jean-François Thiriat received a battlefield promotion, and he was able to execute the assigned maneuvers after a short delay. Although the immediate crisis has been solved, de Grelle has practically vanished off the face of the earth, and many of his immediate subordinates in the Legion are unable or unwilling to say where he went. The SS is going to get to the bottom of this one way or another. Where did that bastard go? So he's no longer a field marshal. Here you go, Franco-Burgundian War. That's what we just started. As the situation within Europe rapidly develops, as the German, I probably should say deteriorates, as the German sphere free falls into total collapse, many have wondered what, if any, move the secretive Black State would make. With recently leaked footage from Germany showing SS convoys moving into Burgundy, a border that has become one of the most militarized on Earth overnight. Many observers declare this to be evidence that Heinrich Himmler had withdrawn support of Reinhard Heydrich's claim for the Führership. Yet the true reasoning has now revealed itself. While the international community is still scrambling to make sense of the chaos, Burgundian tanks are now rolling into Paris, and the French military, severely weakened by German sanctions, have either been forced into full retreat or had entire divisions destroyed wherever they dared to make their stands. They shall know power. Okay. We're still short on these APCs. English Civil War begins. Yeah, as we already saw. Let's see here. Should we give... Yeah, let's give weapons to these guys. There, it's helping a little bit. Not a whole lot. Hidden Heroes. That's England stuff and not our business. Yeah, so as you can see, we're just walking straight through. Formation of the Africa Shield. So South Africa is about to be in a bad way. Come on, y'all, get moving. The Serbs rise up. They're not living on their knees. They rise up. Karl Donitz has seized the Crimea. Yeah, it's just all the craziness. Honestly, I am humbled to serve the Reichsfuhrer in such a capacity in order to fulfill the goals of National Socialism as best I can. I will, however, need a few more resources. First of all, the Legion needs more supplies to replenish those used against the French, of course. The officers of the Reichsfuhrer, SS's personal staff, stared expressionless at the newly minted Sergeant Führer Jean-Francois Thiriat, rattling off lists of supplies that Walloon Legion requested, as well as the inane tasks they'd waste them on. And organization of manhunt against Leon de Grelle, traitor to the Ordensstaat. This got their attention. Thiriat slid over a typed list of supply requisitions, that's probably to say, which the SS officers thumbed through. One departed into another room carrying the list, and the muffled sound of a phone conversation could be heard. When he returned, he was as stoic as ever, but with a hint of surprise in his eyes. The Reichsfuhrer SS has personally approved your supply requisitions and applauds your eagerness to eliminate those who work to under my... God, my accents are awful. Under my National Socialism, he expects good results from you. Yes, of course, thank you. Sieg Heil! Thiriat exclaimed as he gathered his belongings and hastily departed the conference room. Personal phrase from the Reichsfuhrer SS himself was a high honor, but it also meant that Himmler's eyes would be closely watching him for any signs of failure. It's unwise to disappoint the Reichsfuhrer SS. This guy's gonna betray us. He's still working for de Grelle. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. We got some French resistance. Who cares? Yeah, they're just collapsing utterly. They got nothing. Nothing. We've lost 58 men in this war. Not 58,000, not 5,800. 58. And there's the South African War. African chaos, typical. Let's see, we've seized the land, a shadow falls over France. The Burgundian blitz through the French state has proved... Why didn't we take... Why would... What the F? Why didn't we take Paris? The Burgundian blitz through the French state has proved just as effective as we planned. The French military is in utter disarray and the French government evacuated as far south as they can manage. Politicians are already scattering abroad in an attempt to escape our might. Those few remaining in the country have already sent a surrender, offering us the border and center regions and even the rest of their precious capital. We could refuse to continue the war, but it is doubtful we'll be able to adequately manage and police that much land, and the influx of the territory we're after will already stretch our administration to its limits. No, it is now time to enjoy our spoils. The war is over. Oh, okay, so now it's gonna... So we're gonna take the areas and we're gonna rename them. So, like, Tours becomes Turan, Poitiers will become Pictenstadt. I like that. I like that kind of detail. Yeah, the names change. Okay, so it's predetermined. Alright. The end of the Reichskommissariat Norwegian. Alright, so Ostparis is still technically our capital, but I guess they couldn't really merge them or something. I don't know what kind of coding that would take. Yeah, so we got these new areas here, which mostly seem pretty good. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're in a good... Yeah, the ratio's still alright. It's still feeling alright. Okay, done. Africa Shield is intervening in South Africa. Because of course they are. Okay. Now, once we're done weaponizing the idiocy, and because we're at peace, we could set up penal repair battalions. There's the African National Congress rising up against everybody at once, so they're gonna die. They're gonna die hard. Oh goodness, so much happening. Alright, the Aryan Conquest. Free from the chains of the decrepit old politicians in Germania, the Reichsfuhrer SS led the Ordensstaat upon a campaign of conquest against the French state, and conquer we did. Once again, France was swift to fall to German hands, surrendering vast tracts of their already pathetic nation to the Ordensstaat. Despite the weakness of the French nation, the land they occupied is rich, fertile, well-populated, and well-stocked with natural resources. The French have for millennia put the potential of their soil to waste. The Aryan man, however, is not so decadent. Gosh, that's a drinking game word, isn't it? Decadent and decadence. It will be no small effort, but we shall achieve greatness upon the very grounds upon which the French failed. It all begins with the existing industry and workforce. Those assets which were damaged in the short war must be repaired, and the formerly French industries and workforce must be integrated into Burgundian society for the betterment of the Aryan race. This land is a workhorse which shall not be wasted. We will succeed where others failed. So now we can industrialize Burgundy. Where's that at? Maybe it just takes a minute to pop up. Gotta get to midnight or something. Maybe it's under domestic situation? No. I don't get it. Anyway. The Reichsführer SS skimmed through Oberführer Schlosser's report on the preliminary stages of the search for de Grelle, shaking his head at the findings. The results were unfortunately sparse, in no small part due to the inaction of the Walloon Legion. Schlosser even included an addendum containing a veritable laundry list of all the ways Legion officers have hampered the investigation. Orders conveniently lost in the chain of command, low troop morale, contaminated evidence, weak alibis, missing witness reports. The list went on and on. This amount of incompetence was rapidly shifting into insubordination, if not outright conspiracy within the Legion to stall the investigation. Thankfully, their new leader, Thiriart, seemed to have his head on straight. He was loyal, determined, and above all else always seeking his Reichsführer SS's approval. He sent a telegram shortly after Schlosser's report arrived asking for how he should approach the investigation. Although he mentions the Legion is capable of beginning the investigation at once, he also asked for Reichsführer SS's blessing to collaborate with the SS Legion Langemarken. Although the Flemish no doubt hate the Wallonian Legion, they hate de Grelle more. Do I want them working together? Why would the Flemish know anything about where de Grelle is? They might be motivated to find him, but no, there's nothing good that can come of that. Time is of the essence. Thiriart must begin immediately. Yeah, don't work together. Refocus the state. Where is this so-called Portuguese? Oh wait, no, we're not done with it yet. Yeah, but 10 more days. Then we do the Portuguese thing. Another minor setback. Woo! What's going on? What now? Okay, yeah, kind of just slowed down there a bit much for a second. The Kingdom of Caucasia. This man is the maddest of them all. Oh yeah, Josias the First. This doesn't have a tree yet, but there's potential for craziness here. The Reichskommissar's official title is His Majesty Josias I, King of Caucasia, Protector of Kuban, and Princess of Waldeck and Pyrmont. False start. False start! 15-yard penalty on the offense. Okay. The Iberian Union is governed by two caudillos, Francisco Franco and Antonio de Olivier Salazar. Of the two, Salazar is surely the preferable option. While he may be an economist by trade, Salazar is an imperial conservative at heart. He dabbles in strange ideas like Portuguese pluricontinentalism and perhaps even... Oh wait, no. That would see the Union retain and expand its whole influence in Africa and perhaps even beyond. With Salazar holding the reins of power, Iberia would stagnate, more obsessed with retaining old glories than building a state for the modern world. More importantly, it would be a state that crosses lines in order to achieve dominance over new parts of the globe, and Algeria especially. Salazar's Iberia would push its luck perhaps too far, and then the only outcome would be instability. Let us see what he could do. False start. The line of trucks, headed by a black Benz sedan, pulled to a stop at the fortified border checkpoint. Although the sight would be unusual in much of the Ordensstaat, one of the few autonomies the Walloon Legion retained was the right to police their own regional borders. While the leader of the Legion would ostensibly have no problem crossing, discontent was considerably higher in the ranks since the hunt for their beloved former leader began. Thankfully, soldiers in the convoy had already been vetted and were equally devoted to the cause as Thiriart. The Benz's rear window rolled down as a guard approached, revealing Thiriart and Eriksson sitting in the back. Bonjour, bonjour, soldier! Thiriart beamed. Official business on behalf of the Reichsführer SS. Here are the papers. They should all be in order. The guard took the papers and glanced at them with a disapproving sneer before thrusting them back into Thiriart's hands. Denied per my Sturmbannführer's orders. Thiriart's smile vanished. No, soldier, I don't think you understand. I am your Sturmbannführer's commanding officer, acting on behalf of the Reichsführer SS. Now let me through, and we will forget about this. But if you don't, when word gets back to Ostparis, Heaven is high and Himmler is far away, the guard flatly responded before turning around and marching back to the checkpoint's office. The disloyal legionnaires raised their guns, all targeted squarely at Thiriot's car. The message was clear, so the convoy reluctantly reversed. Thiriot was not bluffing when he said Ostparis would hear. His report reached the Reichsführer SS's desk, and he eagerly awaited his leader's words on how to deal with these insubordinate elements. To compromise is to admit defeat. Shoot them all. Well, we've got to take that. That just fits with the character of this state and its leader. So send volunteers. We can't get involved. Okay, I thought we were able to send volunteers. I thought I had been told that. Apparently not. Okay, so then I guess that's going to be the end of today's episode. In the next one, oh my, there's a few things here. New labor, new city. Wow, a lot of stuff is opening up here. The call to arms. This will allow us to send volunteers to Heydrich in the German Civil War and unlock a new decision category for supporting the war effort. Okay, so this is what we want to get to. This looks like a lot of industrial stuff. Huh. Okay, anyway, I am... Anyway, I am Conquering History Games. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you all in the next episode.